Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm Fuchstanz or Lilith and I'm glad you're here. Today's illustration is a present for a friend of mine. She's really into clown makeup recently, and since I'm a big advocate for that as well, I decided to draw her this sad little clown holding a rose, and I really enjoyed how it turned out, and I'm glad I can share the process with you all. I decided to do another watercolor ink illustration because they just flow really well and are super easy to blend, and the colors are very vibrant and just look stunning, I think. And since I'm still dreading doing Inktober, I need color in my life. I really enjoy or gravitate towards these paints just because they're really super highly concentrated and they're just so easy to use. They're the Dr. P.H. Martin's Radiant Concentrated Watercolor again, and I've really grown to love these paints. They are super finely blended, so even if you have to shake them up a little, they work really fine, and the color payoff is intense. Like, you only need a drop for a lot of color intensity. And as you can see, like, the red on the face is really vibrant, and I really only needed a few drops of the red to achieve that, which is really nice in my opinion. I chose this color combination sort of as an homage to our friendship. My friend really has been into blue makeup recently, or blue eyeshadow, and I'm really into the red makeup. I mean, she's as well, but I thought it would be a nice combination to do the red and blue with the black later on. And it's not an easy combo of colors, I feel, but it worked out in this one. I think blue is a hard color for me to use. I'm not a big fan of blue. In certain situations I really adore it, but usually I don't gravitate towards it, or not anymore. I used to be really big into purples and blues and all those cold colors, but right now I really enjoy the warmth and crazy colors with a lot of saturation that are just really stunning and make me happy. So this was a little bit of a combination as far as colors go. The fabric or the pattern on the sleeves was a bit tough to figure out, and I'm not sure if it does make sense like that. The diamonds, I can't get my head around how it would wrap around, like on the lower part of the arm and the upper part. So I hope it makes a little sense at least. I tried, I gave it my all, and I'm sorry if it's a bit off, but hey, you win some, you lose some. In the black was really satisfying to do because it just finished off the edges of the red and it gave it more contrast, which I'm always a big fan of. And I really enjoy using this brush pen with some waterproof ink. It just feels really nice, even if it's a little dry, but refilling it usually does the trick, even though it says you can't really refill it on your own, but there's a little trick. If you're interested, I can show it to you sometime, but you can refill these on your own. You don't have to buy the ink cartridge that Pentel provides, just as a tip. As you can see on the body of the outfit, the brush pen was really running low on ink, and it did this annoying dry texture, which usually I really like, but when you try to fill in space, it's a bit annoying when the ink doesn't flow. So after this illustration, I made sure to refill the cartridge and get it all nice and working again, so I don't have to deal with the intense dryness of the brush. You still get it a bit because I don't think the ink I'm using, it's Indian ink, is supposed to go in there, and it clogs the bristles a bit, but it's whatever. Also, I added some real-time footage again. Like the part of the hair, I left a bit in real time, sped it up, did some real time again, and I hope you enjoy that. I think it's a nice contrast between the usual sped up version. My thought was, with the neck ruffles, I wanted to include the blue from the eyeshadow in that part as well, just because I thought just having the blue eyeshadow would look a bit off. I think it would have been fine, but I like to tie in colors a bit more throughout the design of the characters I'm drawing. And I also added it on the sleeve ruffles, which I'm not sure if they're making sense, but hey. I decided to use a different blue for that. I'll use it later on the hat as well, and I think it's such a stunning color. I think it's the True Blue from Dr. P.H. Martin's. I'm not really sure, but it's a true blue, as the name says, and it's really stunning. I was really happy with how the rose looked at the beginning. I think it ended up looking less like a rose and just like a flower I drew from imagination. Like, I don't recognize it as any flower I would find, and yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in that, but hey, it's alright. I think the flower still looked nice, and I love how the petals are falling down. It gives it some dynamic and a bit more intention, like for the sadness of this piece. Falling of the petals really amplifies that in my vision, at least. Putting in the black of the eyes really made this piece come together, I feel. And I'm glad I chose this just solid black color. I think it looks really nice and it makes it look even sadder. I think if I just used maybe a blue, it would have looked a bit less sad. And here we are with the background again. Again, I didn't do a mock-up, and I deeply regretted that because I ended up painting over it with another color. So here you can see me do the background with some Rora and Klinger ink, which is waterproof, so at least that was nice, and it was stress-free to paint over. It's almost like I knew I wanted to paint over it, so I chose a waterproof color to do this first step. And I really don't know what I thought with doing this orange and yellow background. It doesn't fit in any detail. I don't know, it looks really weird to me why I chose that color. I have no idea. So watch me struggle, do all these details of the background and then cover it up. I wish I did a mock-up before this because it cost me a bit of time, especially around doing the flower. It was annoying and I could have skipped that if I did a mock-up. So be smart and do a mock-up, not like me. I was even adding in some dark. I think I was imagining some gloomy background with some color around the flower to make it stand out, but it just looked muddy and sad. And not the sad that I wanted to go for, but a sad that looked unintentional and like I had no idea of the background, which obviously I didn't have an idea at that point, and it's sad that I had to do a mock-up to find out that, but hey. So after I let that sit for a bit and dry and feel bad about myself for choosing that way of coloring, I decided to take a picture of it and put it in Procreate and mock up a background that was just a solid color. And I ended up with a green that I liked, and I gessoed the whole background because I thought it would be easier to put the color on top that way. And I think it did help a lot. The color wasn't dry, or not fully, because you can see that the gesso picked up the brown. So when I put on the green, the pastel green, I really liked it. Like, here you can see me do it in real time, adding the green, and I think it looks just so much better than what I had before with the ink. The solid background really only supports the illustration more, and it looks a lot better. And I'm glad I chose the green because it color contrasts with the red I chose and makes the red stand out a lot more. So yay to that. The last part for this illustration really was just adding in details with a Muji Gel Pen. I chose this pen because the size of the image is so small that I think any other fine liner was just a bit too thick. I did end up using a PN by Sakura, Micron, just to add in really stark black around like the eyes, and on the hair to sharpen up the details, but for the finer accents I switched over to the Muji Gel Pen, and I'm adding in the lashes in real time this time. And I really enjoyed how the makeup turned out. It was really a detail I wanted to stand out, just because it's a present for a friend who enjoys makeup. So I thought that was an important detail, at least to me. As I was adding in the white for the eyes and around the fuzzy button things, unfortunately the light went away. I think it was just 4 p.m, but it gets dark so early, so I'm sorry for the grainy quality, but it's the best I could manage. I really wanted to finish this piece in one go. And I was adding in some liquid chrome by the brand Molotow, and I used flash just to show you the detail of the chrome aspect, and adding some finishing touches to this illustration, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video process of me doing this illustration. If you want, you can leave a like and a comment. I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!